Greetings everybody, this is Winnie Wriggle and welcome back to Minecraft 1.15. We've actually upgraded to 1.15.2. Last time we went on a little adventure, did some village raiding, and I specifically went out and grabbed some kelp and some vines. And you can see behind me, I've set up the vines to grow down the side of the hill. That's kind of a very casual tree farm type, as a vine farm type thing. So I'll run along the bottom and collect all the vines as needed. The thing we are going to be working on today is building. We're finally going to get to building the base. We've got a couple of things to do to get set up for that. I'll be dyeing the sheep. I went and got all of the dye colors except for brown because we don't have cocoa beans. But we have the other colors. We'll dye our sheep the colors that we'll need. Because we're going to use a lot of wool in the build for accent pieces, as well as some of the wall construction. And then I'm going to show you the color palette that I've picked out for the base. And then we'll go ahead and get started on that. I'm not sure if that's going to be me doing some building on camera and then maybe some time-lapsing. We'll see. Hi, sheeps. Okay, first up, sheeps ready for their dye jobs. Right, guys? So it would help if I had the dye, right? Okay, so here we go. Let me put my armor back on. Oh, enchanting, really quick, just to show you. I did some basic enchantments on the armor. Got some pretty good stuff. Protection 4, Unbreaking 3. Protection 4, Unbreaking 3. Depth Strider. I really want Feather Falling, but, you know, beggars can't be choosers at this point. We just need something that'll help us out going in and out of the nether when we need to. I did also manage to get an iron pick with efficiency 4. I have done quite a bit of mining with that because we're still low on diamonds. No diamonds on the last mining trip, though, so that'll be a repeat. And I did get Fortune 3 on the diamond pick. I've been saving it and only using it to mine stuff like coal, redstone, and diamonds. So that's why it's not nearly as worn down as the iron is. We got sharpness 4 on the sword, which is not bad. Efficiency 4 on our axe and efficiency 4 on our shovel. I think these may have been... I may have enchanted more than one to get us up to 4. Because the enchants aren't always great. But remember that we finished the skeleton XP farm last episode. And so I've been using that for the XP to do the enchanting. Okay, but now let's dye some beautiful sheep. The colors I need for the build are actually gray and light gray. So let's start with those so we don't run out of sheep. A gray and a gray. And I'm just doing 2 of every color for now. Well, let's go ahead and do black. 2 black. Let's not miss. Only pick a sheep that hadn't been dyed. White, of course, we don't need because the sheep are already white. Good job, Winnie. Green's a little bit rare. We did get cactus on our adventures. I ran across the edge of a desert. So we've got green, lime green, and cyan, which all have green as their base. Let's go ahead and dye those guys up because that's kind of a rare color. The rest of our colors come from the flower forest around us, so they're pretty easy to get. I'm including blue because remember now we have the blue cornflower that can give us blue dye. So I think I'm just going to do 1 of every one of the other colors, like the red, the yellow, and the 3 pinks and the light blue. Let's see if we have enough sheep to do that. Oh, I fell off that rail. Let's there we go. And then what I'll do is every time I come by, I'll shear all the sheep and we'll just start collecting up the wool. Oh, I missed. Purple. You guys look great. You're so fancy. Yep. Oh, good. And we still have a couple of white ones, which is perfect. I think blue is the only one I had 3 of. So I think we're good. I think we have every color that we can have right now, with the exception of brown, which is fabulous. Let me shear these guys. Give us all the wools. And we'll make fancier sheep farms later, like automated, because now you can use a dispenser with a pair of shears, which is amazing. And actually, my good friend Physics has come up with a fantastic design for a sheep farm. It's super efficient. We'll be making a miniature version of her sheep farm at some point in the future. That's the plan anyway. Meantime, now that we've got an inventory full of wool, which is great. In fact, I'm going to leave some of the dye down here. So it doesn't clog the inventory. Did I get all of the wools? What's the easy way to tell? Let's see. Net 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15. Yep, that's it. Good job, everybody. Let's run back up here and take a nap. I really need to put a bed down here on this level. There will be one in that animal kitchen / workshop eventually. And as soon as we take a nap, we're going to come up and take a look at the palette we have for base building for today. Because that is our focus. We did such an adventuring job last time. And I'm going to keep the dark wools with me and put the rest in a chest. And let's just, Do I have another? I do have a hidden barrel over here. Watch this. I've got dirt in the other one. This one's great for wool. Okay, don't let me forget that's there, folks. Where's the wool? Winnie will say. You'll say, Winnie, you put it in a chest. In a barrel on the bottom of one of your builds. Okay, I don't know if I showed this last time. First off, I have cleaned up the outline of our base for the building purposes. I do not think I showed this, so I'm going to pop up here and show you what I've done. So I've made a round room over on the end, of course. Guess what that means? Tower! Yeah, we're going to have a tower. Like, who wouldn't have a fantasy fairy base build with a tower? And then each of the walls, so I think that's going to be maybe a fireplace little thing. There'll be entrances, a back entrance here to where we have our little miniature to-go workshop, temporary workshop. And then our rooms here there'll be work areas in each of these, possibly staircases and whatnot. And you might notice that my walls are not flat, and that's on purpose. And you'll see as I begin to build up the first part of this why that is. And then probably the main doors to the base here on the side that faces the sheep and animal farms. And we'll have another entrance to the back, probably in the same place, just parallel. That might be an entry hallway, which would be fun. Anyway, so that's the design, kind of the final design in terms of the shape of the building. And then I thought it would be fun to have, now this is not finished out at all. This is just the shape right now. I thought it'd be fun to have a way to cut through underneath the house without having to go through the house to get somewhere. And we'll turn this maybe into a basement with storage areas or something, maybe even the staircase down. But we'll finish all that out as if it was an old grotto that the house was built on top of, that was finished out so you could get through it. So we'll decorate the entryway and the inside and all that fun stuff. Okay, in terms of design, let me show you the palette that we're going with. It's in this chest. So primarily spruce and stripped spruce with oak accents. And then we're going to have a foundation that is stone bricks. Also have some cracked stone bricks at andesite, but for right now, just in terms of the placeholders, we'll have that. And then a little bit of granite stairs for some accent on the bottom. And you'll see why as I build it up. Our design is going to be, I'm targeting something called eco-punk or solar punk. You can Google that and take a look at some of the inspiring images that there are out there for that particular genre. The idea is that most of the builds, the idea is it's kind of like they took steampunk the other direction. So instead of burning fossil fuels in a big steamy post-industrial revolution environment, it's more focused on green space and using solar energy and solar power and having lots and lots and lots and lots of plants. So our build is going to be covered in trees and vines and flowers, all kinds of custom landscaping to make it look very overgrown and at the same time very incorporated and inundated with nature. So that's the plan anyway. But we're going to start with the basic palette here. So this is how it's going to work. And of course, remember I used cobble for placeholders. So we're going to pull up our cobble and replace it with the stone brick. And I'm going to do some of this on camera, and then I'll do a lot of it off and bring you back for updates as we go. But I just wanted to show you kind of how this is going to work. So we're going to have the framework. Everything's going to be, every story, at least the bottom story, is going to be 5 blocks tall. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And so we'll think of this as, we'll think of each of these rooms as having a shape. All right, so we're going to build in the context of this little half circle right here. So then this one also goes up 5, but then we're going to take our axe here and strip those logs. So we have our regular spruce next to the stripped spruce. And then this will fundamentally be a window, or at least half of it will. And we're going to kind of, starting from the bottom, see if I can talk about this and explain it at the same time. Spruce mostly on the bottom, but then as we go up, we'll transition to the oak a little bit. And then as we get even higher, and the top layer is going to be covered because of roof. So we'll start with a darker color on the bottom and a lighter color on the top. And I know this it may look a little strange right now because we're just talking about a little micro portion of the house, but it should in the future look like there's stucco or plaster kind of in random places throughout the house. So we're not going to have very many straight walls. They're mostly going to be crooked. So what I'm going to do is grab a crafting table because we'll need to make some fences. I'm old school. I know I should probably use the magic book that gives you the recipe fast when you search for it. So we'll have something along these lines to kind of block so that there's the notion that you can see through it. And then of course the inside will be a little wonky, but we'll clean that up from the inside as well. And then on the outside, there'll be a structure as if, so we're going to do it like this. So we get a little bit of a roof line, like so. And I guess for now I'm going to use stone brick slabs, although I think we'll end up using, I might use andesite slabs up here. We'll see. Oop. Like so. And then a spruce roof. Ish. And I'll probably clean this up a little. And it's going to look really random at first. Right? But imagine the house up around us with this kind of organic, as if the house has been here a long time and it keeps getting patched as it gets built up. Or something like that. Anyway, okay. I'm going to go work on this a little. I may time-lapse it. I might just skip to an update. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, but I will be back with an update when we have more to show and tell. Welcome back. It's time for a little update on the progress thus far. We're going to sneak through our little hidden grotto and look at the progress we've made. So here's our base in all of its beautiful kind of hodgepodgey glory. Now remember, I don't have any of the greenery around it yet. So you can imagine bushes and trees and flowers and stuff kind of cascading down the hill. The granite stairs are to kind of tie it in with the dirt. Notice that the granite and the dirt have the same pattern. They're just a different color palette. So it's to kind of anchor the build to the hill in some ways. And I haven't gotten tremendously far. I suspect I will be doing a bit of this off camera in between episodes. but at least we've gotten our main tower room finished out. We will work on lighting. We'll do some hidden glowstone. We'll replace torches with lanterns, etc. And then the ceiling will probably open up into the next level of the tower. We have, I think we'll put a staircase here. I like the idea of having to go through a doorway, which means that this wall, of course, would be so that you couldn't see through to the other side, right? Like a so. All right, little two-tone, and we go through here into another working area. Kitchen, perhaps, and whatnot. We'll figure out, we'll probably have our main workshop area within easy reach, probably in this tower. I think that might make the most sense. We can access anything from both sides. I did throw down some pressure plates on our doors, probably replace these, and then we'll have an actual path that lets us run down the edge to get us in and out. Same with the backside as well. And the kind of hodgepodginess wraps around. So again, we've got the layers with the spruce logs and the stripped spruce logs. Then where we can, spruce at the bottom mostly, and then with the oak accents. We'll also fill in a lot of the window spaces with multicolored glass. So a little bit of stained glass for a little bit of color. And then I'm going to do one pop out, one balcony type thing, probably from this side so that you can see maybe the tower. Yeah, probably from this side. So you can see the idea here that as we go up, the house will go out. So a little bit of that steampunk vibe where we have the smaller bases and the larger peaks. A little bit unrealistic in terms of architecture, but definitely appealing to the eye. And this is, oh, and I don't think I've been back since I redid this. So I made this wall. This used to be out here and a little more symmetrical. I think they were here and here. I pushed it back so that it was a diagonal all the way to the back. So the whole pop out kind of leans to the right a little bit. I wasn't happy with the way it looked the other way. I'm happier with this, but it may change. So let me work on one of the pop outs to show you what that looks like. And we'll be back in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. And we're back. And we're flying. That's because I am in a copy of our flower forest world. You'll notice that there's no farm or bridge or anything on the island below me. But I wanted to show you an example of the build style that we're going for. I figured it was just easier to pop in here because this is the creative test I did for the base building. Until you'll notice, you know, what we've got back in the regular play world is that first story going. And then what we're going to do every once in a while is do one of these fancy little pop outs. And again, this also has a lot of the greenery I was talking about, where I'm going to actually grow trees, that whole solar punk, eco punk thing, where we'll be growing trees up over the edges of the build. And probably adding little steampunky type things to it. I think this was, I started making a windmill of some kind out of stained glass. Who knows? It's all inspiration. So this is just a glimpse of what our base build is going to look like. Also a great example of what I'm going to use the colored wool for that we're making. And oh, I broke that. So let's put it back. So that is our target in terms of the base build in the style called solar punk. And I think with that little explanation, that's going to do it for today. I will be working on our survival world version of the base in between episodes. and be able to show off our progress when we come back the next time. And in the meantime, everyone, thanks for watching. If you liked it, leave a like. If you want to keep up with what's going on the channel, feel free to hit that subscribe button. And as always, remember that you are the shiny stuff that awesome is made of.